Let us look at three-dimensional shapes. So under three-dimensional shapes, we shall be looking at some of these shapes where we have tubes, rectangular prisms, spheres, cylinders, pyramids, cones, and then we shall be looking at how many edges they have, how many faces, how many vertices that these shapes have here. If we look at the three-dimensional figures, of course, they are not flat figures. They have length, width, and height, and they are also what we call geometrical shapes. So the flat surfaces of three-dimensional figures are what we call faces, and these faces meet at what we call edges. Then the edges are the lines of, or what we call the line segments. Then the edges meet at what we call vertices because the vertices are joined together by what we call the edges. So if we look at the first figure here, this is what we call a tube. So a tube, that is its face here, that is where the face of a tube can be. Then this is what we call the vertex or the corners, or these corners are what we call the vertices if there are many. Then the edge connects the vertices together. So a tube, just like a rectangular prism, as we shall be seeing, it has 6 faces if you count all of them. And then it has 8 vertices, and then it also has 12 edges. Then if you look at the faces of a tube, if you try to break it down, this is how, or this is how, these are the 6 faces. If you try to break it down, you can clearly see that it has 6 faces, and all the faces of a tube are squares, as you can see here. Then the vertices of a tube, of course, if you count them, you can count them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you realize that it has 8 vertices. Then if you count the edges are these lines that connect the vertices. So if you count them, you realize that there are 12 vertices. You can go ahead and count them. They are the ones which are in yellow. Then we have what we call a prism. So prisms are always named based on what type of base that they have. For example, if it has a rectangle as a base, then we shall call it a rectangular prism. And if it has the triangle as a base, then we shall call it a triangular prism. So let's look at some of the examples of prisms. So look at this. So this one here, the base here, as you can see, the base is made of a rectangle, so that's why we call it a rectangular prism. So this one here is its face, as you can see. Then you see the base where it is, then you can see the vertex, and then you can also see the edge where it is. So a rectangular prism has 6 faces, it has 8 vertices, and then it also has 12 edges, as you can count, or you can go ahead and count from there. Then if you look at a triangular prism, of course, the base here is a triangle, or the base is triangular. You can see where the base is. You can see the face. You can also see the vertex. Also another diagram which clearly shows the base and then the face. But a triangular prism has 5 faces. So its base, of course, is a triangle. Then 3 of its faces are rectangles, so that means that it has 6 vertices and then it has 9 edges, but the faces are 5. Out of the 5, 2 are triangles and 3 are rectangles. If we look at the pyramids, we're going to start by looking at this pyramid here. So this is what we call a rectangular pyramid. So they are also named depending on what type of base they have. So you can see where the face is for a rectangular pyramid. You can see where the vertex is, and the base is a rectangle, or the base is rectangular. So it has 5 faces because there is the face down for the base. Then there is these other 4 faces, which makes them 5 faces. And then the base is a rectangle or a square. And then the 4 faces are triangular. Or they are triangles. It has 8 edges, as if you count the edges, you realize there are 8, and then the vertices are 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as you can see. If you look at pyramids, this is a triangular pyramid. Then the vertex, you can see also where the base is. A triangular pyramid, basically, it has 4 faces, then all the faces, including its base, are counted. So if you count, it has 4, and of which the faces are triangles. Then it has 6 edges and it also has 4 vertices. Then if you look at the cone, this is how a cone looks like. You can also see the base, the vertex, and then you can also see a cone. Of course, it has a circular base and it only has one vertex, which is this corner point up here. Then if you have to look at the cylinder, this is a cylinder and that's how it looks like. So the cylinder, of course, it is solid. It has 2 identical flat ends, one at the top and one at the bottom, or one we call the bases. So it has one curved side. So as you can see, it has curved sides, meaning that it has no vertices at all. If you look at a sphere, this is how a sphere looks like, and it is an object which is shaped like a ball, or every point on the surface of a sphere is the same distance from the center. So whenever you meet something like this, this is what we call a sphere. So this is kind of a summary or about some of those that we've looked at. You can see a tube with its faces, hexagonal-based pyramid with its faces, edges, and vertices, and then a hexagonal-based pyramid with all its components.